Want to hit the ground running in 2025 and make it your best year yet? The fastest way to build momentum online might actually surprise you. Today, I'm going to reveal why prioritizing one platform in particular can set you up for success like never before. And if you're ready to make social media work for you, stay tuned because I have something big launching that you don't want to miss. Welcome to the Creating Opportunities podcast. This is a place where we help smart, ambitious professionals create better relationships for success. And why? Because people matter. They're messy, but they make life better and they matter. And I am your host, Cassandra. I am a speaker, trainer, an iced coffee lover. It's important you know that. And I am here to help you make deeper connections. So let's get into it. First things first, let's talk about why the new year is so important for building momentum. The new year brings fresh energy, right? People are ready for change. I'm ready for change. They start looking for new opportunities. They're more open, which means they're more open to meeting new people as well. And that means audiences online are actively engaging, they're searching for new solutions, and they're planning for their own growth. So this is why the beginning of the year is the perfect time to show up and put yourself out there and start making waves online. But here's the thing, you need to be strategic about where you focus your efforts. I don't know about you, if you in 2024 tried some different social media platforms, you might now be taking stock and realizing, wow, I was only on Instagram because that's where everyone told me to be, but it didn't really do a lot for me. You know, I just happened to see someone who talks about Facebook, so I put things on Facebook or TikTok or whatever it is, and you put a lot of work into it, but maybe you didn't actually reap the results. And if you haven't taken stock of that yet, I would recommend you do. This year in particular, I noticed a ton of people when I'd ask them, well, why are you on whatever platform, be that Instagram or whatever, their answer would be, because it's fun. If we're building a business, that's not our number one reason to be on a platform. I hope you enjoy what platform you're on, but number one can't be because it's fun or because that's where everybody else I know is. That's actually kind of something that's working against it, in all honesty. And this is why I think LinkedIn is the platform you need to consider for 2025. So, why LinkedIn? First, it's where all the decision makers are. It's where the industry leaders are. And it's where professionals hang out. It is the platform where people are not just looking for entertainment, they're looking for value. They want insights. They want connections that can help them succeed. And here's a stat that might surprise you. Only 3% of LinkedIn users post actively. Another stat showed 7% of LinkedIn active users post once every 2 months. Y'all, if they had to go all the way out to posting once every 2 months to get a stat like 7%, that means that if you post on this platform, your work will be found. Whereas you post something on Instagram and nothing happens. And you wonder why no one's paying attention to you, right? And you're going, oh my gosh, I spent 2 hours on that reel or even 15 minutes on that reel and it got 20 views. Is this worth it? On this platform, it'll get seen. Less noise and more visibility is the perfect equation for momentum. Plus, LinkedIn is known as being the most professional and one of the most courteous of all platforms. So if you have some fears of getting started, this is a place where you're probably gonna be well received. You're not gonna get trolls. And when you show up with thoughtful content, people are in a spot where they want to receive that content. I know I use this example all the live long day because it's true. If you post thoughtful business professional content on TikTok or on Instagram, it's coming between somebody's kid's birthday party and someone's trip to the Bahamas or that super fun recipe. And it takes a lot more to get somebody to switch their mindset to focus on your business driven content. Whereas on LinkedIn, people are focused already on that type of content. They're here to be educated. They're here to talk about professional things. So you're not going to get a quick swipe up from them because they want to move on to the next Pinterest style recipe. They want to see what you have to say. If you want to be known as a thought leader, which honestly I think everyone should want to be known as a thought leader in their industry, this is the platform where you establish that. LinkedIn is the place that establishes that. You might be known as an expert in your industry on Instagram if you can break through the noise, but that doesn't mean you're known as a thought leader to the other people at that level who matter. Whereas on LinkedIn, again, the leaders, the C-suite, the executives, the high-level professionals in your industry, they're hanging out on LinkedIn and they start to see your content, they start to see your name repeatedly, and then they respect your content, right? They like what you have to say. You start becoming a known thought leader in your space. Essentially, they start to see you as a trusted voice, and who do people work with? People they know, like, and trust. So the more you start showing up, the more they see you, and the more they start thinking of you for collaborations, for potential client work, for a referral for something, maybe a podcast guest spot, speaking gigs, etc. But here's the thing, building momentum on LinkedIn is not about big wins, right? It blows my mind how many people spend so much time on one post, their first post, and is it perfect? And then it doesn't go viral and they go, oh, it's not worth it. Consistency matters most on all social media, but on LinkedIn especially, I would say it's about that consistency over time that matters way more than virality. Those small moments add up and they pave the way for much bigger opportunities down the road. Because again, it's about familiarity. A lot of times people who have something go viral, they rest on that viral post to do all the work. But somebody saw it once and then they moved on. That's not what we want. We want somebody who's being seen day after day, that this is essentially the place where you're hanging out. Now, hanging out does not mean you have to spend all the livelong day on LinkedIn, but you want to be someone who stops by every day. Probably like how you stop by your favorite coffee shop every day. Just me, or maybe you did back when the economy was great years ago, but you know what I'm saying. Plus, unlike a lot of other social media, LinkedIn is not just a social media platform, it's a networking powerhouse, right? It is the only place online designed to help us professionally network at scale with very large audiences. The potential to meet very cool people fast. And when you post something on LinkedIn, it gets incredible reach compared to the other platforms because it doesn't just go to the people you know, it goes then in the feeds of the people they know, and now you're reaching a whole new level of people who could want to get to know you, buy from you, etc. Not to mention, if you decide to do shorts on LinkedIn, short form video, they're testing that. As of recording this, they're testing that. That's the hot new thing. So if you've been making reels for places like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, we might want to start bringing that content over to LinkedIn. It's gonna get massive reach and put you in contact with some very cool people that you would not have been able to meet otherwise. You might be going, oh, well, I don't think my clients on LinkedIn or people from my industry aren't on LinkedIn. Here's what I'll say. If your client or the person you work with or trying to address is a stay-at-home mom that doesn't have a side business in some way, you're right, probably not on LinkedIn. But LinkedIn is full of people in corporations. It's full of entrepreneurs. It's full of people who need what you do, who want to hear from you. It's a very, very diverse population. Oh, and if you do stuff internationally or you'd like to, LinkedIn has over 1 billion members globally. It's a very global company and you can reach that group. So if I've gotten you to the point where you're going, okay, I get it, LinkedIn is a place, but why now? Why should I do this now? Well, in all honesty, momentum builds faster when you get there before everyone else catches on. Remember earlier when I said, oh, I don't like when people say they're on Instagram because that's where everyone in their industry goes? Why not be the first to market, actually actively using the platform correctly on LinkedIn, and then other people will follow. This is the one I use all the time, but real estate agents. There are a ton of real estate agents who have set up a profile on LinkedIn that's mediocre at best, and then they never touched it. And they are over on Facebook and Instagram desperately trying to get attention from the other 8,000 real estate agents in their city. If you were just the real estate agent in your area on LinkedIn, using it correctly, posting consistently, you will be known on LinkedIn as the whatever city real estate agent, the Phoenix real estate agent, the Dallas real estate agent. You just have to start using it right. So it's a great time to start building momentum because even though LinkedIn is one of the oldest platforms, so many people still have the wrong perception of it. They haven't come over. And so if you can change your mindset, which I hope I'm helping you do, this is a really great place for you to start off your year. And again, January is a time when people are primed and ready to take action, to try something new, to find a new voice, and then get to follow you throughout the whole year. So the earlier you show up and start getting involved, the quicker you'll start seeing results of your effort. And trust me, showing up early can set the tone for the rest of the year. So if you are ready, you're like, yes, I am ready to use LinkedIn this next year, and you want to kick it off with a solid plan and get momentum fast, I invite you to join me for LinkedIn Impact Week. It is starting January 6th, so just a couple of days if you were watching this when it first came out. It is a week-long program. Okay, it's 5 days. We're meeting Monday through Friday, designed to help you maximize your presence on LinkedIn, build momentum, and set the stage for growth all year long. Y'all, this week is jam-packed. Now, if you're already like, oh my gosh, Cassandra, I already have things that week, don't worry. Every session is recorded. You get those recordings, and you get my whole LinkedIn on-demand program too, where I go even deeper in things. So you have a wealth of opportunities to catch up, to replay, etc. if you can't make sessions live. But during LinkedIn Impact Week, we will cover how to optimize your profile, how to create impactful content, right? When it feels like, is anyone paying attention to this? I'll show you how to get them to pay attention, and how to engage effectively, all to help you stand out and build your reputation as a thought leader and create new opportunities for yourself along the way. It is a fast-paced, action-oriented week to kick off 2025. Now, that is just scratching the surface of everything involved in this week and what it means for you. If you're not even sure if you can make it live, if this sounds interesting to you, go check out the link in the description box or the show notes. Everything is there. I have a very, very detailed page for you. All you need to know. But of course, if you have questions, leave them in the comments. I hope to see you in LinkedIn Impact Week, and I hope to see you on LinkedIn. If you need more LinkedIn help, go check out a video right here, and I'll see you over there. Bye.